Yes, they're done. Get 'em out.
Ooh, I think potatoes need more than 15 minutes, Mrs. Savage.
If I want advice on haute cuisine from you, Mrs. Wilmot, I shall ask for it. Have you salted them?
Of course.
I'll bet you have. You must learn, Mrs. Wilmot, to dominate your potatoes. Never let your potatoes dominate you. Waste. Now, a proper semolina surprise, Mrs. Wicks, has to be whipped, not massaged. Pardonnez-moi. I hope you have been watching, Mrs. Wilmot, because that's the result we have to achieve, see? Sugar.
Oh.
Mrs. Savage?
Oh!
Ah, Mrs. Savage, you seem to blossom in this humid atmosphere like some rare orchid.
Oh, terror.
Oh. Is the Headmaster's dinner ready?
Yeah, I've got it on my special off plate.
Ah, thank you.
I've gone all Hungarian for him today. Goulash, Caesar dash.
Ah, Mrs. Savage, I can almost hear the gypsy violins. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Mrs. Savage.
Well, sugar! Hygiene, there's airs in this.
Ruby, my love, have you got the Headmaster's dinner ready? Ah, thank you, dear. Yes.
Entrada.
Sir?
Oh, Potter, you are late.
Oh, sir, please, surely not.
Just one of my little jokes.
Oh, I see, sir. You are cautioned. Sandy Powell himself could learn from you, you know, sir.
My word, that looks good enough to eat.
There you go again, sir. Oh, sweet. Oh, I don't know how you come up with them. Oh, they really are so good. Sherry, sir?
Por favor.
Just about to, sir.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Potter. Won't you have a drop?
Oh, no, I couldn't, sir, really. No. Just a little tiny drop, shall we say, sir?
Another of Mrs. Savage's triumphs.
Ah, yes, agreed, sir, yes. She's an Epicureanist, you know, sir, of the first water.
And still the staff complain. I cannot understand it.
Neither can I, sir, no. Neither can I.
Look at this price. Gravity-defying semolina.
Well, don't throw it away. Let it solidify and you can make golf balls out of it.
You know, it's probably the cigarette ash that gives it its consistency.
Do you mind, Hitches? I'm about to take lunch.
Where does he think he is? Henley?
Oh, you want to watch this? This is one of the great rituals of our time.
Jibe, if you will, Brace. I'm not ashamed of loving my wife.
Oh, isn't he lovely?
Is that much?
Who else?
I had one of those with Rupert Bear on it.
Don't you start.
Oh, look. A rose.
Got your little vase, have you?
Yes, of course.
Oh, God, I can't stand any more of this arsenic and old lace. I'm going over the feathers. You coming?
Now, I'm going to complain about this jollop to the headmaster.
That's no good. He likes school dinners.
Well, it's you will, then.
She likes school dinners. How? Because the headmaster does.
Well, greater love hath no woman than semolina... Oh, come on, let's go over to the feather. I'm not going to let this drop, though.
I wouldn't. You'll damage the floor.
Madge.
What's the trouble, Smithy?
She's forgotten the food.
lovely sandwiches here.
Let's have the sandwiches.
Better than rotten school dinners, aren't they?
Right then. OK, drinks. Ladies first. What you having, Frankie?
I don't know, Al. I was just toying with the idea of drinking my way along the top shelf.
I'll come back then. Sharon?
Pims, I think.
What number?
Eh?
What number Pims do you want?
Well, when I go out with Vic, he just gets me Pims.
Oh, but he orders food off the wine waiter and all.
Some people are just bleeding uncouth, aren't they?
Well, for old Errol's information, I'd say you was definitely a Bacardi and Coke.
What's a betting more he wants a double scotch?
White wine, please, Eric.
German or Italian?
Oh, Italian, because the Pope lives in Italy.
He's got a bad leg, the Pope.
He hasn't. There was nothing about it in Monsignor Sopwith's news sheet.
Well, he has, because I saw him on the telly. He had to be carried around in this chair.
Oh, no, Den, that's not his legs. That's his papal...
Perks?
No, his chair's like what was due to him, as was due unto them which worked before. It goes with the job.
Oh. Can I have a beer, please, Eric?
Right, 3 pints.
I've decided.
Which end of the bar are you going to start then?
Half a shandy.
Stroller. You got that, Elsa?
Yeah, I've got it, but what makes you think I'm going to serve it? You're underage.
Well, we wouldn't want you to get stuck with the law. Here, look, before we shoot off, I had a message for you from me brother Monty.
Monty?
Yeah.
What?
What was it, Peter?
I can't seem to think when I'm thirsty, El.
It's funny, isn't it? Ah, and it's all coming back now. It's about that dress you got, you know, with a zip and a big ring on it.
Oh, the blue one?
That's the one. Well, Monty says if you persist in wearing it, he'll have no alternative but to,
Oh, Randy Devil.
human nature, else. Who are we to fight it?
Couldn't he have wheels on it?
Pardon?
Well, it'd be easier to push him along than carry him along.
Go on, let's get away.
All holier than thou. You've been in here after hours many a time.
Ah, there she is. Aphrodite rising from the sea of best bitter. Oh, when are you coming away with me, Elsie Vach? When?
Oh, don't start all that again, Taff.
Then say you'll be mine and put an end to my torment, you she-devil.
Oh, devil yourself. Why can't you be nice and quiet like him?
I'm only quiet, Elsie, because I dare not utter the words I feel for you.
Oh, God.
Yes. It's out at last. Yours is the face that haunts my every waking moment.
No, she's mine.
Forget this, Elton. Let me open the flap of your door and let me into paradise. Right, I think you'll find that, What are you doing in here?
What are we doing, that's Rich?
You're supposed to be having school lunch.
So are you.
All right, out, and I'll see you all later on.
You can't do nothing worse to us than old Mother Savage would have done with her semolina.
I saw you. Sex bomb.
Well, go on, make some excuse for them.
Well, it's Mrs. Savage. She drives them in here.
Aye, like iron filings have to be driven to a magnet.
A couple of cottage pies, please, Elsie.
Oh, sorry, love, I haven't got anything hot. We're minus a cook. I do your sandwiches, though. Ham or cheese?
As long as they're made with love, Elsie, I don't mind. Oh, look at that sensual wrist action price. Drives you mad, doesn't it? Mad. Ham, please.
Oh, hello, Miss Ewell. Slumming?
So it appears. Ham, please, too. And a grapefruit juice.
Skiving off school dinners, Miss Ewell?
Certainly not. I just had a small corner to fill.
Girl guides on her.
Well, you should have seen it today. It was unspeakable.
Well, it beats me why somebody from the staff doesn't go up to the old Mrs. Savage and say, now, look here, Savage, either come up with the food or do the other.
Avenues of approach, Mr. Hedges.
Aye, all round the bloody houses.
Any complaint would have to come formally from the headmaster. And Mrs. Savage's cooking seems a chink, the only chink, in his armour.
Well, you and the headmaster are like that.
Which one's the headmaster?
Like what?
You know, chummy. I mean, couldn't you do it for him?
No, I could not. Thank you. I will not be a party to undermining the headmaster's authority, and neither will anybody else.
Well, somebody's got to do something. I can't have my kids coming in here every lunchtime.
Well, Mrs. Savage, I've never been criticised. You tried. She'll put you in her mincer and turn you into sausages.
I can be very diplomatic when I choose to be, Price.
Oh, well, after you've been diplomatic with old Lucretia Borgia, just remember you've got another 15 rounds to go with old grapefruit juice.
The bar won't fall down if you come over here and join me.
Well, who's paying?
Mrs. Wilmot, I hope you're not scraping my bottoms with your wire wool.
I said that goulash was too thick. I can't budge it.
Too thick? My roux is of a consistency peculiar to myself. It took me 4 years to perfect it.
It'd take me 4 years to clean the bloody pans and all.
Look here, Mrs. Wilmot.
Oh, dear. Oh, good gracious. Oh, staff problems, Mrs. Savage?
They never have grasped my finer points, Norman.
Well, the burden of command, you know, Mr. Savage, which we both bear. The headmaster's compliments. He was ecstatic.
Ah, well, that's because he's more the kind of customer I'm used to cooking for in the bistro.
Ah, yes. As you know, Mr. Savage, the great North Road's loss is our gain.
Yes, well, you see here, they wouldn't know a bouquet garni if you hit them in the face with it.
Oh, I concur, yes. A small bunch of flowers on the table sets off the whole meal.
Wag!
Oh. Potter? Oh, I'm strange.
Mrs. Savage.
Yes?
Now, I don't want you to take this as any sort of criticism of your cooking ability.
Oh, you don't, do you?
But a lot of people feel, a few people feel, certainly several, well, I feel.
Yes, well, go on, what do you feel?
Well, perhaps your cooking might be a little... And Potter will back me up on this one.
I will not.
Perhaps if you didn't actually touch the food, Mrs. Savage, just sort of supervised. I'd like your opinion on that one, Mrs. Savage.
I'll send them me cards in the morning.
No, I didn't want her to leave. I just wanted her to improve.
Oh, trust him to throw a spanner in my works. Ah, the young hothead. Oh, God.
Entree.
Pardon me for not smiling at you, sir, but I have a lot on my mind.
If it's water on the brain, Potter, I suggest a little tap on the head.
I'm afraid it's no good, sir. That is one of the funniest and wittiest jokes I've ever heard, sir, but I'm afraid I cannot laugh.
Why not?
Because Mrs. Savage is no longer with us, sir.
Good Lord, she hasn't gone to the summer land?
Oh, no, sir, no. She left yesterday.
Left? Why wasn't I told?
Well, you haven't been here since yesterday afternoon, sir. You went fishing.
Marine biology, Potter.
Yes.
But this is terrible. Terrible.
Thank you for a delicious lunch, my darling.
And thank you for a delicious lunch, my darling.
You can take me out for dinner if you like.
Well, I will buy you a pint. You struck a blow for the free stomachs of the world when you got rid of old Ma Savage.
Yeah, it's not a bad cook, is she, Mrs. Wilmot?
I shall, of course, remain faithful to Madge and her little basket. But I must say, all the staff seem very replete.
Yes, and the kids, it's the first time I've seen all the food eaten and not used as ammunition.
How did you manage it, Edges? I wouldn't even back Tommy Farr to get the better with her.
Well, I don't think you understand the subtleties of personnel management, Price. I'd just like you to be pathetically grateful and just grovel a little.
St. Bernard and the Dragon.
How did he do it, eh? How did a little weed like Privet overthrow a great hairy monster like her?
He's not a weed, he's just slim.
You know, I don't reckon Mother Savage is a woman at all.
Oh, well, which lavs does she use? That'd tell you.
Well, I happen to know she's a woman.
Go on, Michael Caine. Ow.
I've seen her drawers.
You having an affair with him, Frankie?
No, I dropped me protractor.
We could ask the other ladies in the kitchen, they'd know.
Well, I don't see why Sir couldn't just have dominated her out of her job. Nah, he's never dominant more. What about when his nose goes all white then?
I tell you what, I'll ask him.
Ask me what, Draven?
Are you a dominator?
Well, in what context?
Eh?
Women. Are you dominant with women?
If you're asking a serious question, Sharon, I think I can safely say...
No, he isn't, Mum. But his nose isn't all white now.
Pardon? What are you talking about?
The way you got shot at a beast that lurked in the school kitchen.
Dynamic personality. Now.
Ah, rubbish.
All right, forward, Dennis.
Mr. Hedges,
Yes, Miss York.
kindly report to the headmaster's study immediately.
All right, yes, what, netball, timetables?
Avenues of approach.
Ah, right you are. Well, before I go, Miss York, I'd like to clue you in on what I was about to teach here.
Hooray, trains, toot toot. Sorry, miss.
You see, this, in fact, is a basic English sentence.
It's a toy train set.
Yes, it is, but I've written on the carriages, do you see? That is the subject. That one is the verb, and this one is the object. It's a visual aid, do you see?
It's a toy train set.
Right, good, yes, good. I'll go and see the headmaster.
Now, take out your English exercise books. Quietly. And write this down. The Crusaders attacked the Saracen encampment.
How do you spell Saracen?
Here, Lily.
I'll get blackout.
Now, can anyone tell me what the subject is? Yes, Dunstable?
English.
Bruised her arm, sir. I never touched her. She wasn't there long enough.
Presumably you're denying the foul language as well.
I damn well am.
He's off again, son.
Yes, Potter, I thought you might be mixed up in it. What goes on between you and Mrs. Savage, anyway?
Please, sir, do I have to stand here and listen to these besmirchments on my character?
Apologise.
Miss, I sometimes think if Potter told you the world was flat, you'd believe it, sir.
No. Manners. That's not Humpty Dumpty sitting in that chair, you know. That's our headmaster.
Or what are you? The headmaster's voice?
Watch it. Hey, he's done it again, sir. Watch it now.
If I could find my barrow, I'd write to the governors about you.
Lovely, sir.
Oh,
Yes, all right, I'm sorry, sir.
very well. Fortunately, Potter has prevailed upon the noble Savage to return to the fold.
Oh, bliss.
Have you some personal animosity against the lady?
Yes, she can't cook.
Then I'm afraid your flavour buds are out of order.
He possibly hasn't got it in the first place, sir. Oh.
Look, sir, the only decent meal I've had since I first came to the school was today, and that was cooked by Mrs. Wilmot.
But that was horrible.
I'm afraid one of us needs medical attention.
Shall I get a doctor for him, sir?
I said earlier that the English language was the key to the beauties of our literature. I can now add that in your hands it becomes a shovel with which to bury it.
I, subject, reckon, verb, she, object, is, another verb, a crabby old bitch, adjectival phrase.
Blimey, you learnt it.
You have to with her.
Fan-bloody-tastic.
What?
We've only accumulated 2,300 lines in 3/4 of an hour, that's all.
Yeah. Hello, looks as if he's had a bashing and all.
Did you get a rollicking, sir?
Certainly not, Dennis. No, the headmaster and I just had a straightforward... Mrs. Savage is coming back to school.
Oh, no.
Well, it's not my fault. Potter's mixed up in this somehow.
Yeah, we found out how yesterday off Mrs. Wilmot. Old Mother Savage shoots him a load of free groceries every week.
But that's dishonest.
It's like a newborn babe, isn't it?
I like a dominant and naive man.
But that still doesn't explain how the headmaster can possibly enjoy Mrs. Savage's cooking.
It doesn't matter, you want to shoot straight up to Oliver and shop the pair of them for working a grocery flanker.
No, if one did that, what would it do to one's self-respect? No.
Will you come to the mission, will you?
All right, no, listen to me. Now, if one stooped as low as that, could one then turn round and look oneself in the face? It's a physical impossibility. Anyway, it's not enough to shop them with.
I always thought Oliver was simple-minded, but if you like so grub, he must be raving mad.
Yeah, perhaps Potter gets him special dinners from round the chip shop.
Of course. Ben's only give us the answer, ain't he?
Yeah, what?
Well, Potter must slip Oliver something different from what the rest of us gets.
How can we, as little children, do something about it?
Dunno. We'll just have to ask some of the thugs and hooligans in the school if there is a way.
Oh, thank goodness, Mrs. Savage, that we've returned to the status quo.
I've made him a classic dish today, Norman. Ragout Savage.
Oh.
There we are. There.
Yes, it's aromatic, isn't it?
Well, herbs is like women, you know, Norman. Treat them subtly and they respond to you.
Yes. Well, I mustn't keep the headmaster waiting.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Savage. I trust you're keeping fit and well.
No dirty gear in here now. We've got a lot of food around. What is it? What's he got there?
Santa bought it.
Knocked it off, more like.
Eh?
Oh, look, you can see Mr. Potter from here. Lovely.
Oh, a fine figure of a man here. Let's have a look. Awful! Tripe! Oh, the dirty double-crosser!
Are you ready for your cruise, Mr.
Oh, I'll
Savage?
give you prunes and
Remember the old days, Price? Mrs. Savage's golf ball semolina soup.
Aye, and those marvellous green and black potatoes of hers.
You know, I thought Mrs. Wilmot would get the job as school cook. I didn't think they'd get somebody new from outside.
But even when they did, why did it have to be old Speedy Bloody Gonzales or whatever her name is?
A Spanish oil maniac. You know, she even makes blancmange with olive oil.
Never mind, boyo. You've always got the feathers.
Yes, blow the others. Couple more pints, please, Elsie, and could you manage a couple of sandwiches without olive oil?
Well, you can have cottage pies if you like, love. The full staff again.
I shall probably marry Elsie, Price.
You keep flashing them eyes at me, you might have to. 2 cottage pies.
pie de maize on there twice. Right.